Welcome back. We're going to answer a question that's kind of simple, kind of not, depending on your situation. But I do get asked this question a lot, so I wanted to cover it. Where to find the jobs? Now, as an engineer, as a programmer, as a developer, we have the skills that are quite in demand. Most of the time, you're not going to find difficulty, or it won't be very difficult for you to actually find companies that hire for your skill sets. The good news is that the better you get at programming, the better you become at engineering, well, the more doors open up for you. So that's the good news. You can always improve your skills, and we have a highly in-demand skill that allows us a lot of freedom. So when it comes to where to find the jobs, there is a ton of resources out there. But I'm going to show you my favorite ones that I think are worth your time because, again, there's so many options that you want to focus on quality over quantity. Let's have a look. The first one is LinkedIn, and it's something we've already talked about, but I really do think it's a great option that if this is available to you in your location, then you should be using it 100%. Another place that I like is Hacker News. So Hacker News, a lot of engineers and programmers hang out there, and they actually do a monthly Who is Hiring section. You can see over here when I'm recording this video that they have Who is Hiring, and it shows you all the companies or people comment with companies that are currently hiring right now. Again, really, really good if you're interested, especially startups. They sometimes have remote jobs as well, which is really good. Another great resource. If you're specifically looking for startups, then AngelList is probably the best place to go. So signing up for AngelList, creating a profile, and finding a job, you can work for some of the hottest startups right now. If you're looking for remote jobs, again, I'm going to leave a few more resources after this video, but this is one of my favorite websites if you want to look for remote jobs. Again, they're becoming more and more common that no matter where you are in the world, as long as you have an internet connection, you can be a developer, a programmer, an engineer, and work from a company that's thousands of kilometers away. And I have more and more friends that work remotely as programmers now because more companies are becoming used to the idea of having remote workers. Another interesting way to apply for jobs are companies like Hired, TripleByte, or White Truffle. They all have pretty cool sounding names, except for Hired. That's pretty generic. But what they do here is they actually have companies reaching out to them to hire good developers. So you would take some sort of a quiz, a coding quiz with them. They give you some sort of a rank, and they create a profile for you so that companies reach out to them and look at your score and hopefully hire you. I'm not the biggest fan of these because it does take a bit of time to take these quizzes. I like being direct and picking the companies that you want to apply for, but they do have some pretty respectable companies that use some of these websites to hire people. Then there's also meetups. Again, going to your local meetups for a specific technology that you're working with is a great way to network, meet people from other companies, and potentially see which companies are hiring. I personally am not a big fan of networking. It doesn't seem genuine and kind of seems like I'm faking relationship, but for other people, it works really, really well. Again, a great way to find people, connect with them, and especially get referrals. Finally, one of my favorite ways is to do this type of search on Google. You see over here, I have site, LinkedIn.com. So search LinkedIn.com and then search for Facebook Recruiter. If I want to apply at Facebook, well, I see over here, Colleen Dunn and Juliana are regional recruiters, recruiter at Facebook, university recruiter, and I can find specific people that I want to get in touch with if I want to work at something like Facebook. And I can obviously change this to whatever I want. And that's a great way to target your approach. Because remember, job hunting is a numbers game. A 2% chance of getting an interview means all you need to do is apply to 50 places to get an interview, or something along those lines. You just want to increase your percentage, your odds of getting that interview. Keep that in mind. Just applying to companies blindly is not a good idea. I mean, you will get interviews, but it's not very efficient. If you have companies you love or you want to work for a specific company, sometimes targeting your approach and focusing in on that company is a lot better, more efficient way of spending your time. Hopefully this was useful. I'm going to list a bunch of these resources that I showed you and a few others in the next lesson, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.